Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening and welcome to tonight's town board meeting. It is October 9th, 2018. First thing on our agenda tonight is the public hearing for our fire protection district contracts. This is something we have to do every year, and I would ask the town clerk to read the notice.
Please take notice that the town board of the town of Mount Pleasant, New York shall conduct a public hearing at the town hall on the 9th day of October, 2018 at 8 p.m. to discuss entering into fire protection contracts with all fire districts within the town of Mount Pleasant. Please take further notice. The proposed contracts are available for review in the town clerk's office. And please take further notice that the public hearing all persons shall be heard. South Hardscrabble Protection District with Pleasantville Fire District for 2018 with a sum of $70,876. Bear Ridge Fire Protection District with Pleasantville Fire District for 2018 with the sum of $65,182. West Pleasantville Fire Protection District Number 1 with Pleasantville Fire District 2018, the sum of $18,876. West Pleasantville Fire Protection District Number 2 with Pleasantville Fire District for 2018, the sum of $2,499. East Bear Ridge Fire Protection District with Pleasantville Fire District for 2018, the sum of $77,740. Hardscrabble Fire Protection District with Newcastle Fire District Number 1 for 2018, the sum of $84,600. King Street Fire Protection District with Newcastle Fire District Number 1 for 2018, the sum of $52,024. Mount Pleasant Fire Protection District Number 7, Apple Hill with Newcastle Fire District Number 1, 2018, sum of $59,500. Thornwood Fire Protection District Number 1 with Thornwood Fire District 2018, the sum of $26,263. Northeast Briarcliff Fire Protection District with the Village of Briarcliff Manor 2018, the sum of $30,215. East Briarcliff Fire Protection District with the Village of Briarcliff Manor 2018, the sum of $15,147.
Thank you. Anybody who wishes to speak on these contracts is welcome to do so this time. Like I said, this is just a formality approving these contracts with the different fire departments, but we are required to approve them every year. If there be no speakers on this topic, I would entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
Motion to close the public hearing.
Motion by Mr. Amiano,
Second.
second by Mr. Celiano. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries to close as approving the fire protection contracts. Need a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Celiano,
Second.
second by Ms. Smalley. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item on our public hearings is we had originally planned to have a public hearing on the proposed Mount Pleasant drainage districts. It's a little more involved than we had hoped originally. There's a lot of paperwork to get together and notices that have to go out. So what I'm going to do is ask if we could table this for now and we'll reschedule a public hearing. Hopefully at our next meeting, we can schedule the next public hearing. So Resolution 581 would authorizing us to table this drainage district.
So moved.
So you want to do that on the 23rd of October then?
We
want
could
to
schedule it.
November?
We could schedule it for the following, because we're going to need a couple weeks to get this together.
Correct.
You want to do the first one in November then?
Yeah,
But could we have, I'm sorry, we have a sense of, I'm sorry.
excuse me.
No problem, just one.
November 13th,
Yeah, November 13th would be
drainage
Yeah.
district.
public, that would be a public hearing on that.
So are we setting the public hearing for the 13th, or we're tabling this item until the
We're
13th?
tabling this item for now.
There's a number of maps that need to be prepared
specific notice that has to go out, so I think it's best to make sure at the next meeting, we should have everything hopefully in line. And once we are sure we have it at that point, then we can set.
We have a tremendous amount of drainage issues in this town that we have to address, and this past week brought up some more. So we have to really get in deep on this to figure out exactly where our problems are and focus on those. But right now, let's just table this motion, Resolution 581, motion by Mr. DiPaolo to table it. I need a second.
Second.
Second by Mr. Amiano. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Just to clarify this, we will, at our next public meeting, which is the
23rd.
23rd, hopefully we could schedule a public hearing, because this way I want to be able to get the information out there, have all these details first. The map has to be completed. I know David's been working on it. He has a lot of the details done already, but I'd like to have it all really set in stone before we move forward on it.
Mr. Supervisor, I know it's not a public hearing on that, but I think there was a question. Do we want
Yes,
to entertain that? You want to come on up? You can come on up.
We've had many discussions,
Oh,
so,
and Dave, we've been in many discussions. I saw it on the agenda this afternoon, and I was greatly heartened by the fact that this is proposed. This is badly needed, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's a phenomenal idea. It's complex. I went to the New York State law and started looking at it and what it entails. I think it gives the township a lot of opportunity in terms of dealing with specific situations and giving the oversight that we need and the protections that we need as citizens that
Yeah.
kind of right now, the town codes are a little bit lacking to me, to tell the truth.
Also the-
in terms of that power. So I'm looking forward to next week, and I understand it's big. There's a lot going on there, and
Yep.
I am very heartened by the fact that this is on the table for next week, or in the next town board meeting. So
the,
I'm confused a little bit because it is big, like you're saying, there's a lot going on. And so I was asking about that more details, but
more
Did you sign
importantly,
in, sir?
yes, I did.
Okay.
more importantly, the funding mechanism is not there. So we can't have a major drainage repair project and bond every time we got to go out to do some repairs. This will enable us to create more funding to be able to do the projects we need to do. We have aging infrastructure. It's just like you have water districts, sewer districts, they all get maintained through the funding. And this is an avenue for us to do it.
I think you're right. And that was one of my questions about this, that I didn't understand exactly how the funding worked in terms of where the map is drawn, how it's the tributaries and things like that. But I'm sure Dave is working on that.
Yep.
He'll have that information for us.
Yes, definitely. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll move on to the supervisory
Okay.
report. I'm sorry. Oh, yes.
Add to Paul's comments, I'm his neighbor, so we too have serious flooding issues. I'm in my home 28 years. It wasn't so apparent then, has gotten worse, but I stress the urgency of this situation to get some attention and rectified soon, because it's very scary.
Oh, sure.
You see the water filling up around your house. We had some damage, so
I understand.
we really need to take care of the drainage. We're like in the valley on Virginia Lane, there's hills on either side.
Yep.
And we get all the runoff. It's just.
I know it's not a simple solution either. So that's why,
No, but I know you've been informed of this for quite a few years now. And all the facts have been presented. Paul has done extensive research and.
been very
has
helpful
been
in this, yeah.
He dug into all the old records. He knows every pipe, every time someone did anything. And new developments, how they're, how the drainage was
How they
planned.
affect,
It's- He'd be a good,
no, he's been very helpful. We have a situation with one of the neighbors that's making it a little more of a challenge to correct one issue, but we're hoping to get around that.
Stress the urgency, because it's just been gone on way too long. We've done everything we could possibly do. I have a French drain in my basement, sump pumps. There's nothing else I can do.
I am, for the last few years, I've been alerting the town about the stream of business. my house. And I've been basically being yes to that. And it's almost being yes to that because that thing's gonna kill me one of these days. Okay, and something needs to be done. And I'm sick and tired of, being told that we're gonna look into it, we're gonna take care of it, and nothing ever gets done. I mean, it's very frustrating that, when I go see the engineer, and, and all he wants me to do is go home. And, he'll say, yes, I know, and then last week I went to see you in your office, and your secretary, took down my information and told me that we will get back to me by the end of the day. So a week later, I didn't hear from you. So
You came in to see me.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked.
No, you never called me.
No, you were in my office.
Yes, I was in your office in the morning, and you had a meeting last Monday afternoon. And your secretary told me that you'll get back to me. And then this afternoon, I called you again, and your secretary told me that you'll get back to me.
I apologize for that. It's been very busy right now.
I'm sure everyone's.
We're doing a budget season right now. We're trying to get the budget squared away.
But,
Not trying to ignore your situation. You and I had a nice conversation about it.
We are reasonable people, and, it's your job as, as the supervisor to protect the residents of this town.
I know my job is, and this is the reason why I proposed creating a drainage district, is to try to help solve all these issues. They're not solved instantly. That cannot happen. There's no funding there to just replace all the drainage in town. So this is why we're trying to go this avenue. We feel it's the best way to go. I wish I could solve your problem tomorrow, but I can't. But we're going to work on it. We definitely are working on it. That's all I can tell you. We have rain that we've never seen in this town before. The amount of rain in a short period of time, the drainage system cannot handle it. And it's not the fact that the town does not want to take care of it. This is something that we have all over town. It's not just on Virginia Lane.
The stream situation is a little different from the drainage situation.
We're very familiar with your problem over there on Virginia Lane, yeah.
And that's it's not even something I can get it fixed because I have nothing to do with across the street.
Right now.
Okay, I'm just over there watching it come down and get my, I put in a few years ago a driveway for $10,000 that's totally destroyed. I have more sand on my lawn than dirt because of all the debris and sand that lands on my front lawn. I mean, it's not right. I mean, we are trying to keep a nice house, but it's very difficult,
I understand your frustration, and believe me, we are trying to correct it. Believe me. We have houses over in Hawthorne that get 6 feet of water in their basement. We get rains like this, and we have no solution for that because the water, we don't control where that water goes, and we have trouble getting the water out of that area.
I didn't even know it existed,
What's that?
the drainage.
I had asked if we could do it.
That's a great idea. Whoever came up with that idea is fan. I didn't even know it existed. I looked today when I looked it up to see what it is, and it's a great idea.
It started about a year and a half ago. We have a situation in Pleasantville with Bear Ridge Lake, I think it is, and it had to be cleaned out. And I'm saying, well, where's this water coming from? It comes from another development. And I said, well, there's got to be a drainage district then that they could help fund this. There's no drainage district. So that's when we started discussing it. So it's not something that, like I said before, you can't bond these things. Every year you go out for a bond for, $50,000, $100,000. It's not fair. Plus it's going to cost you a lot more money. And this is the cheapest way to fund it. And everybody shares a little piece of it because we all have drainage issues. If there's no more, yes,
Drainage situation.
come on up, please.
I was here 7 years ago. Angela Torrieri 61 Woody Drive. We had torrential rains. You said there was nothing you could do. We sued the town, nothing. We had to replace our whole basement. Last week, the same story. 2 feet of water. I just, and then we had Floyd and this, that, I can't live there anymore. So how are we supposed to sell your house? I had to move the gifts up. I had to do my daughter's shower gifts. I had to move them upstairs.
This happened last week?
This was last week. And then the fire department comes by and says, oh, we can't help it. We don't have a pump. It came in so fast. It was up to my knee. Sheetrock is cut down, appliances out the window. Not to start from scratch. We did that 7 years ago. And they said nothing could be done. Well, I hope so, because we pay mighty damn high taxes, and every time it rains, I had to call the highway department. Did you lift the things from the pond? Did you lift the gates? Did you lift the gates? I have to run home, make sure no water's coming in my house. It's ridiculous. I know you know, because I was here 7 years ago, and like I said, we had a lawyer, nothing happened.
One of the other issues there that we're trying,
And I know it's the stream in the back and the cap, and who doesn't have a cap, and this, that, and the other.
it's also going out to the pond there, the level of the pond needs to be
Yes.
dredged. We
Well, you
reached out.
did do that 7 years ago. They did dredge it.
No, it hasn't been dredged in about 20 years.
Well, that's what they told us.
They cleaned out an area
Well, maybe they
in the
cleaned it
beginning.
out.
The whole pond is maybe 6 inches deep. It needs to be totally dredged out because the level of that is too high. So if that gets higher, the water
Then it
level
backs
gets
up.
higher where you are.
And then Pete said that that little bridge thing, I guess where that waterfall is, collapsed. in the
Yeah,
storm.
that got picked up and moved with the water.
So that pushed everything back, I guess, into my house. But other people out in my area too but I don't know where they are, but they did get damaged too. But it seems like it just did this.
I know.
And of course, insurance doesn't cover it because we're not in a flood zone. We tried to buy it and they said, no, you can't because you're not in the flood zone. So here we are.
Anybody else while we're on the topic of the flooding, and we were talking about drainage district, if it's a comment you want to make, I'd be happy to listen to you. I'm going to move on to the supervisor's report. The first item is purchase order number 162-18-1, the town hall roof. We talked about this before we put this out for bid. The roof that we also have leaks on this roof here. We got a bid for, total is $69,600. Dennis Adams Contracting, he was the low bidder. It is a 50-year material that goes over the roof that we have now. So this resolution will approve the purchase order to move forward with the roof replacement on this building.
You need a motion?
Yeah, that's how we approve these resolutions.
Yeah. So moved.
Motion by Mr. Saliano,
Second.
second by Mr. DiPaolo. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item is call for a public hearing to annex 30 Westerly Lane South into the Kensico Water District. This is up in the Rolling Hills area. We had originally put in a new water main on Westerly Lane South. Some people have tied in, others did not. This will require a $6,000 fee from the resident to tie into the new water main because this pays for the cost of the water that was brought across the street to their property line. So this resolution will call for a public hearing, and that would be 23rd, October 23rd.
Move for approval.
Motion by Mr. DiPaolo,
Second.
second by Ms. Smalley. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item is the same thing, number 22, Westerly Lane South. They also want to tie into the Kensico Water District. That will also be for October 23rd.
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Smalley,
Second.
second by Mr. Amiano. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item is approval to adopt a non-discrimination and harassment policy. We have a new employee handbook that was put out this year. It was put together by our HR consultants. Brought us up to date. The last time it was done, it was in the 70s. But this is something fairly new that must be added to it. So this approval will adopt the non-discrimination and harassment policy and have it attached into the employee handbook. To change a purchase order number 18721. This was a change order, the amount of $140,254. This is for the highway garage design phases, additional design services, office services during construction, and field service during construction. As you may know, we talked about this in the past, that the garage project turned out to be a little more expensive than planned because of the structural deficiencies in the existing garage building. So this resolution will approve the change order amount of $140,254. Need a motion?
Move for approval.
Second it.
Motion by Mr. DiPaolo, second by Mr. Saliano. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. One resolution I have to add on here, make it 586A. We have a new deputy controller that started last Monday. Her name is Catherine Mack. This will authorize her start date as of October 1st, and we welcome her to the town.
I'd like to make a motion for approval, please.
Motion by Mr. Saliano,
Second.
second by Mr. Amiano. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. I have the receiver of taxes report for September 2018 and our investment report for September 2018.
Do you have a salary on the deputy?
As per budget, that's all I have.
1.70 went up. Rate of interest went up.
I'll move on to business from the floor. Anybody wish to address the board is welcome to do so at this time.
Ken Noonan, Valhalla. I received a notice about an IDA, a public hearing that's going to take place tomorrow regarding CES Hawthorne Solar LLC. If I'm understanding correctly, this involves a piece of property that is adjacent to the Gate of Heaven Cemetery and West Stevens Avenue. And the property is owned by the Trust of St. Patrick's Cathedral. And I don't know if they are the owners of the cemetery. I think they might be.
Archdiocese of New York, I believe.
And it says that Consolidated Edison Solutions wants to put an array of photo
Solar panels.
solar panels. And am I understanding that correctly, that that's what it is? It's kind of, so let's just do this.
Right.
So for whose benefit are they wanting to do this?
Well, there's a few benefits. First of all, the town will be receiving a payment in lieu of taxes, which we don't get anything from that property as it stands right now. The town will be receiving annual taxes. They don't call it tax, they call it payment in lieu of taxes. Also, what it does, it adds to the grid. So anybody in the community that signs up for green energy will be entitled to a discount on the electric if they sign up for that green energy. These are all things that they're trying to add to the grid to try to offset what we're going to get hit with when they close Indian Point.
It says something about they're requesting assistance from you. What's
From the IDA, you mean?
from the IDA? Yeah. What's the
This
assistance?
could not happen without the IDA because the town cannot do it. This is a tax exempt property. And this is something that actually is being done in a couple other places now with tax exempt properties where for a period of, I think it's a 25-year agreement, where that property now will be used for, it won't become a for-profit, but it's going to be where the Archdiocese will get something from it. The town gets the payment in lieu of taxes, and the energy is added to the grid.
But what is the nature of the assistance that you're giving to them?
The ability to do, there's no mechanism to do
There's
this.
no financial assistance that you're giving them, or
No
tax abatements, or any?
No financial assistance. No.
No financial assistance. Okay.
They're entitled to a sales tax abatement because they're going through the IDA.
So
So
they
the
do get a-
materials that they buy, there will be an exemption for sales tax on that.
Uh-huh. Now, it says that it has submitted an application to the agency, and yet on the next page, it says a representative of the agency will be at the above stated time and place to present a copy of the company's project application. So should I understand that you have an application already, or you have not received it?
We had a meeting on this with them. They requested the assistance of the IDA, and I believe it's tomorrow we're meeting to have a hearing on it.
So you have an application in your hands that they've
No,
submitted?
I don't have it here, no. I don't have an application with me. This is not.
No, I know,
this-
I'm
tonight
not
is
saying
not
with
the
you, I
I-
mean,
Excuse me, tomorrow is the IDA meeting. You're welcome to come to that meeting, and you can get whatever information. This is the town board meeting, not an IDA public hearing.
well, I'm asking questions about it. What's the problem?
Well, you're welcome to come to the public hearing and ask the
No,
questions.
I
Because the people, the
hope I'm
attorneys,
welcome.
excuse me, the people that are handling it will be there tomorrow, and they can give you those answers. I'm not the attorney handling this.
But if you have an application, why don't we have that information in advance of the public hearing? From what I'm understanding here, we won't see the application until, minutes before the public hearing.
It's not going to be approved tomorrow. They're giving us the application tomorrow.
So what is the public hearing about then?
You can come tomorrow. We'll get all the information for you.
But what's the?
This is not a public hearing on the Con Ed project, okay? I said it before. Come tomorrow, I'll give you all the information you want.
But I just want to know what the public hearing is about. What are you?
It's about Con Edison installing solar panels on that property.
So after.
Did you read anything about this? Because I know it's been posted. I know it's been on the website. It's been posted around town hall also.
Reading about what? All I've read is this notice. That's
Well,
all.
that's the notice for it.
Yeah. But what is the public hearing about? What is?
The notice is about installing solar panels on the property owned by the Archdiocese of New York.
So if nobody is against you doing it at the public hearing, what then is going to happen?
Are you against it?
Well,
Come to the public hearing and voice your opposition.
that's not what I'm asking. I'm asking.
I'm telling you, that's what you could do,
I'm
okay?
asking what the process is.
This is not a public hearing on those solar panels.
I know it isn't. That's
So come tomorrow,
I'm
you
asking
can
you
voice-
I'm asking a question about the public hearing tomorrow. What's wrong with that? Did I?
That's the IDA set out the notice for the public hearing.
Yeah, I think you're maybe a little confused. These are separate boards, separate entities. I mean, you're asking the town board about the IDA, and it's just not how, you have to go to the IDA and talk to them about it.
Well, I don't often have a chance to ask questions about the idea. I know there's a.
Yeah, but this is not the correct forum. The town board is not aware of, you know, the intricacies of this. That's the IDA that's handling this, so that's who you should address it to.
Well, Mr. Fulgenzi is the chairman of
Understood,
the
but that board is not here. He is here in a different role tonight. So, you know, it's not appropriate to be asking about that. It's if you came here to ask about, you know, zoning board issues that the zoning board has to address. I mean, it's just not it's not in our purview. So if you have something for the town board, we're happy to listen.
I made it very clear. You're welcome to come tomorrow and ask any question you want, and you can get whatever paperwork we have tomorrow. Okay? Thank you.
If that's how it works, I don't know.
You know it does. You want to make it look like it's something wrong. That's what you want.
No.
So you come tomorrow,
I'm asking you a very simple question.
I know exactly, I know exactly what you're doing, and if you have anything else, you can sit down. Anybody else have any questions?
Tell me, why don't you tell me exactly what I'm doing?
Your
Because
time is up.
why don't you
Thank
tell me?
you.
Well, if you know exactly what I'm doing, please tell me.
You do it at every meeting.
What do I do?
Thank you. You have anything
What
else?
do I do at every meeting?
I'm done.
Would you please tell me?
No, I'm not.
If you knew, I thought you knew exactly what I was doing.
And you know what you're doing.
Please tell me. Please tell me.
Mr. Newton, do you have any questions or any other concerns related to the town board issues?
I have a question about his
Do you have
his temperament. That's
Okay,
about it.
okay, but fair enough. Do you have any other questions for us?
No, thank you.
Thank you.
Laura Senti, Valhalla. I have a couple of questions. The light that was out here on Columbus Avenue and Town Hall Plaza, both northbound and southbound, that got taken down in the storm back in February, March. What is the status on that? Is that going to be reinstalled?
It's up to the county to make that decision if they're going to put that back or not. I don't know what the status is at this point.
Okay. So the town has
I
nothing?
think they were trying to see how it was going to work out. One of the issues we're having is people pulling out of Town Hall and going north. So we're looking at, the county want to put additional signs. Signs are not stopping people from making the right turn. I had suggested putting arrows right on the road, white arrows pointing south, but it's not our road. We have to be very careful. We have to get approvals to do anything we do. So at this point, there's no decision on what's going to happen with that light, nor the one up on the top either.
Okay, because the speed of the traffic coming down is, you know, is increased without that light. Even though it didn't do that much, I mean, people are going 40, 50 miles down southbound on Columbus Avenue. It's difficult to get in and out of driveways with the speed of the traffic. Plus you have the school. And that's been my issue is, you know, the
Speed
school
has
zone.
been an issue on that road forever. And the police are trying to increase patrolling of the street. And we tried doing things to try to slow traffic down more towards the hamlet by putting up the signs, the speed signs. I think it helped a little bit to slow people down through that residential area. But it, you know, unless you have a police officer there every single day, you're not going to slow these people down. A lot of people are not in town, driving through.
Right, but I know like in White Plains where they do selective enforcement, like Bloomingdale Road. I mean, you know, if you're going on Bloomingdale Road, you better not go over 30 miles an hour. Because there's usually, you know, at different times, you're going to get a ticket there. I was just wondering if there could be any increased, you know, enforcement here. And then in regards to that question is that when we do issue speeding tickets, what does that actually cost the town? Is that a plus or minus for the town when you talk about man hours and so forth versus what we collect as revenue for it? And is there a way to add like a surcharge on it so that you might be able to have police officers work a little bit of overtime to do that selective enforcement?
I don't think it's ever been a revenue topic. It's more of a public safety issue that we're trying to do. We've increased our manpower now. We do have more men and women available to help us. We have, I guess, somebody coming out of the academy, just starting, a couple of them. So we will have additional manpower, and I will we will express that to the chief that we would like some increased patrolling on that section.
Yeah, they do selective enforcement on that street often. They do it in two places within that area, at least. One is on the island as you pass south of here. There's that little island, and then in the Valhalla School parking lot. If we feel there's an issue that's not necessarily being addressed, we can definitely increase the selective enforcement.
Yes, I think you saw it with the railroad crossings when they started to enforce people going across there. Now you see people stop. I mean, now it's starting to wane a little bit because
Right.
it's been a couple of years. If we could do a little bit more enforcement in that area.
Yeah.
But on the
that's
other
a
hand,
good
I think the
suggestion.
town really should have a handle on. I mean, if you're issuing a ticket, because though a lot of it may be out of residence, it's also residence. I mean, I think we all have at one time or another sped on that road. I mean, you're not thinking about it and you're over the speed limit. So maybe there's a way that you, and I'm sure people come to you and say, I'm a resident, I live here, I was doing 50 and a 30, I don't want the points on my license. If there was a way to okay, one time you get away with that, but for future.
So I could be wrong about this. Maybe you can correct me, but I believe or you can also weigh in too. I think that certain tickets, depending on what they are do benefit the town, and certain ones are for the state. Is that correct?
Yeah, depending on the violation.
Right.
it's written up for.
I think speed violations are probably state, right?
Yeah, some
Only on
violations-
state roads.
On state
That goes to the state.
So the town ends up spending money having manpower to testify at these hearings if need be.
Do our officers have to be present at those?
Generally, the way we operate is that the town attorney or the deputy town attorney will handle a large number of conferences, and that way we don't have to pull the officers off the road. If there's an issue where we can't resolve a matter through a pretrial negotiation, what the town does is they'll schedule a particular officer to come in on a specific day to have a number of their trials, if necessary, heard. And there are, to clarify, there are some sections of the code where we write up people. And that money does stay with the town. And it's also important to know, you just mentioning and addressing another issue of the surcharge. The state has come in and set the surcharge, and we can't, it's called preemption. They preempted us from doing anything further to create our own surcharge.
The other question I have, as far as the status on the railroad crossings,
But no communication with them.
okay. And I know the issue with the solar fields and that there's hearing tomorrow. Where those solar fields are going to be placed, is any part of that on Stevens Avenue, the west portion of Stevens Avenue?
Not on the road now. It's on the north side of West Stevens.
Okay, and I know when we talked back last September, October, about the railroad crossings, I know Davis Smith had said that one of the things we needed to do was, if we were thinking about closing, all the crossings, and Stevens Avenue was one of them, that we would have to get a discussion with Gate of Heaven to use cemetery property for the extension of West Stevens to Bradhurst.
That would not be, West Stevens Avenue is a paper street. So that could be, well, I would not want it open personally, but if it had to be, it would not be an issue for the town to open that up right up to Bradhurst. It
Okay,
used to
so
be it was a road
Right.
when I was a kid.
But if there's any thought of ever doing like an overpass over that, is that road wide enough? Or my concern is the solar issue. Is that going to stop us should down the road we need to do an overpass, or there's some thought of doing an overpass over Stevens Avenue? Will that,
So in other words, are the solar panels proposed to be installed on the paper road?
or so close to it that if you had to ask the cemetery for some of the property of the archdiocese, would that impact it? So that's
The solar, the design of the solar panels, from what I have seen, is considerably back off of West Stevens Avenue. There's a buffer area and there's a setback area away from roads. So it wouldn't be that close enough to affect anything. But I don't think you're going to see any overpass Stevens Avenue.
Okay, but I'm just, I don't want to see us get into a 20-year or 25-year agreement that could, impact something else.
No, it makes sense, yeah.
And I know my time's up, but I have one more quick question. Lakeview Avenue, after you go across the railroad tracks, that was graded down back in June. I saw the guys out there after I spoke to you like 2 weeks ago, and I was very hopeful that that's what we were doing, and they ended up filling potholes there. The one thing, I don't know if the board's aware of it, but every funeral that goes into Kensico Cemetery, and they probably have about 40 or 50 funerals a week, has to go over that bump both ways, in and out. So my question is, if we're not going to pave that in the near future, is there some way to just put a little bit of a ledge there so it's not so bumpy when you come in and out of that, so that you can get onto Commerce Street? I mean, it's just, a lot of these people are out-of-town people, and to me, it's a very bad impression of, the condition of our roads. And it's just a short piece.
Is this right before the crossing, or is this one that's
If you're
set
going
back?
towards the cemetery office, right after you go across the railroad tracks.
On the
it's that
left-hand
portion
side.
Up to Commerce Street. And it was graded down like in June.
Yeah, we did talk about it.
Okay. All right, thanks very much.
Just a quick question on that. I mean, we're happy to put it forward for you, but do you know if have you personally contacted the highway department yet about it?
Yes, I called them.
You
I was
have.
told it was going to be paved after Labor Day, and I called them earlier, either late last week, and I was told that they're waiting for the contractor to get back to them when they can come in and do that.
Well, we're hearing the same thing, both you and I, so.
The rain, we've been told the rain has delayed a lot of the road work.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, if you're not going to repave the whole thing, just edge it a little bit so that it's not such a bump. Make it like you're filling a pothole there, and just give it a little leverage. so that
Level
you-
it all, yeah. All right,
All right. Thanks very much.
you will hear about that tomorrow morning.
Thank you.
I got a few others if you want to add it to your list.
I know you've been reaching out to Peter yourself.
But on another note, I did note that there were quite a few potholes on what we call the cemetery road that have been filled. Because I took,
Oh, yeah, on the other end of Lakeview, that's what they were doing like 2 weeks ago.
Mhm.
They did fill those, but they were out in that area with the back half lower, and we thought that was going to be paved.
I'm sure the supervisor will follow up. Thank you.
We'll move on to the town clerk's report.
Public hearing, fire district contracts 2018, bid opening, roof for town hall. Received town clerk supervisor and registrar's report September 2018. Received building department report September 2018. Received fully executed service agreement for elevator service. Received following fire district's tentative budgets for 2018. Pleasantville Fire District and the Hawthorne Fire District. 3 planning board resolutions. Palisades Fuel Site Plan Approval, Palisades Fuel Site Special Permit Approval, and Palisades Fuel Site Secret Determination. Zoning Board Agenda, October 11, 2018. We received 49 tax certiorari so far this year and 17 small claim assessments. G and H.
Item G and,
H.
that's H?
Yeah, it should be H.
Okay. Item G and H will be referred to the town attorney. On council reports, Councilman Amiano.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. Good evening, everyone. We will start on the comptroller's memo, so sharpen those pencils. We have from the receiver of taxes, one charge, CIT eNet LLC, $2,000. From the town clerk, we have General Code Publishers Corp., one charge, $2,258.96. From the town attorney, Harris Beach PLLC, 4 charges here, $728.60, $660, $860, $1,940, total for the town attorney, $4,188.60. Under Building Town Hall, we have Carico Heating and Cooling, LLC, a few charges here, $1,690, $1,082, $1,224. We move on to still in Town Hall, but under Lock House Inc., one charge, $923, McCavey Moving Company, $3,150. RJG Electrical Contracting LLC, one charge $1,400. Grand total for Building Town Hall, $9,469. Under Traffic Control, one charge, Expanded Supply Products, Inc., $836.60. Under Off-Street Parking, one charge, Mid-Westchester Lawn Service, Inc., $2,000. Under Public Safety, Corsi Tire, two charges, $905.94, and then $28. For Route 23 Auto Mall, three charges, $730, $9.77, $38.10. For Amazon Capital SVC, $1,153.49. Grand total under Public Safety, $2,865.30. Under Safety Inspection, one charge for Certified Elevator Inspections, Inc., $3,875. Under Planning Board, one charge, Cleary Consulting, $1,125. Under General Repairs, Peckham Industries, Inc., this is Blacktop, two charges, $8,950.25 and $1,149.50. Grand total for general repairs, $10,099.75. Under Highway Machinery, one charge, Henderson Products, Inc., $1,938.66. Under Capital Highway Machinery and Equipment, a few vendors here. Carmody Ford, Inc., one charge, $36,823.19. Jesco, Inc., $144,323.42. Pine Bush Equipment, $18,373.04. And then Van Bortle Ford, Inc., one charge, $34,665. Grand total for that category, $234,184.65. Under Capital Conservation Sewer District, IMP, two charges, Paul Janning, $1,100, and Thomas C. Merritt's Land Surveyors, $5,500. Grand total of $6,600. Mount Pleasant Conservation Sewer District, two charges, Global Systems Integrators, Inc., $1,778, and Thale Industries, Inc., $991.06. Grand total for that category, $2,769.06. For the Joint Water District Fund, two charges, Global Systems Integrators, Inc., $147, Thale Industries, Inc., $1,486.58. Grand total for that category, $1,633.58. For the Mechanical Water District Number 1, Charles A. Manganaro, two charges, $1,495 and $28.50. And then Global Systems Integrators, Inc., one charge, $395. Grand total for the Mechanical Water District Number 1, $4,740. Under Kensico Water, one charge, $580. Under Trust and Agency Escrow, we have Cleary Consulting, $250, $125, $125. Joshua Weeks, $24,595. That's a refund. Cleary Consulting, $875. National Development, $2,900. Another refund. Louis Vembanil, $312.50. Refund. Cleary Consulting, $500. Tina and Paul Ponzo, another refund, $31.50. And Cleary Consulting, $937.50. Grand total for Trust and Agency Escrow is $33,770, bringing us to a grand total tonight for the Comptroller's Memo, $324,934.16. So moved.
Motion by Mr. Amiano,
Second the motion, please.
second by Mr. Saliano. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Mr.
Motion
Supervisor, I respectfully ask to abstain.
Mr. DiPaolo will be abstaining.
Thank you very much. Now moving on here to Resolution 588-18, final lump sum payout for M. Languar. As per retirement agreement signed by the supervisor and Maria Languar dated August 14, 2018, by resolution number 447-18, with an effective date of September 30th, 2018, the total lump sum payment for accumulated comp time as deputy and accumulated vacation time, grand total is $20,628.75. $1,000,000.36. So moved.
Motion by Mr. Amiano,
I will second that motion.
second by Mr. Saliano. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you very much. And I would like to offer Katie a very special welcome to the Comptroller's Office. We are looking forward to working with you and the entire team. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Councilman Saliano?
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My report is from the Police Department. I have no items this evening, so therefore, have an excellent evening. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman Smalley?
Good evening. I have 2 items this evening from the Department of Recreation and Parks. The first is to appoint Jackie Abate to the position of Office Assistant, effective 10/10/18, salary per contract. According to the contract I have available from the Superintendent of Parks and Rec, this will be a Unit 1 contract, grade 6, step 1, with a salary of $51,241 a year. Move for approval, please.
Motion by Ms. Smalley,
Second.
second by Mr. DiPaolo. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. The second item is the Parks and Rec Department requests the approval of the attached instructor rates for programs offered in 2018 through 19. Program fees are listed in the attached document that will be on file in the superintendent's office. The Recreation and Parks Fall/Winter brochure also outlines many of these programs. Currently, there are 91 programs, alphabetically listed from A to Z, everything from toddler programs to senior citizens. Note new this year is our community band. In regard to the document that is on file, please note that on page 3, there was a cost for Tai Chi listed inadvertently at $450. That's a typo. It is $50. I would move for approval, please, for these 91 programs in our Parks and Recreation Department.
Motion by Ms. Smalley,
Second.
second by Mr. Saliano. All in favor?
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. That's my report for this evening.
Thank you. Councilman DiPaolo?
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. Good evening to the public. On behalf of the Highway Department, I have one item on the agenda this evening, and that is seeking authorization to hire Paul Oliva III as a seasonal part-time employee of the Highway Department at a rate of $11 an hour. If approved, the start date would be October 10th, 2018. I would move for approval.
Motion by Mr. DiPaolo,
Second.
second by Ms. Smalley. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Just a reminder that vacuumed leaf pickup will be starting soon, probably within the next week. Residents are asked to please make sure their leaf piles are off of the roadway. Leaves on the road is a violation of town code and will be enforced. Creates a dangerous issue in the rain and eventually when the snow comes as well too. So please be mindful of that and keep your leaves on your property in a pile, and they will be vacuumed up. The idea is to do it once every 25 days, which would amount to about 2 times during the fall.
Thank you. Town Attorney, I don't believe we have anything on tonight, do we? Thank you. Next item is our schedule of meetings. Our work session will be Tuesday, October 16th at 7 p.m. And Tuesday, 10/23 will be our business session. Be no further business, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. DiPaolo, second by Mr. Saliano. Meeting adjourned. Thank you.